feel like the world out there is calling me.
You're one of them, aren't you? You're not real.
Let's get one thing out of the way right away. HBO's long coming and October 2nd debuting Westworld is not the second coming of Game of Thrones. But with a heavy dose of the attitude that fuels the likes of Grand Theft Auto video games, it may just be the blockbuster that the premium cabler is praying for, especially after the crash and burn of vinyl. After all the delays and all the hype, the very well-constructed and watchable Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy developed and J.J. Abrams EP series, somewhat based on the 1973 Michael Crichton written and directed movie starring Yul Brynner, is dripping in blood, guns, outlaws, death, skin, and sex. A lot of it very violent, and a lot of it, like Thandie Newman's pistol-wielding saloon prostitute, to be paid for. But Westworld is, at least from what I've seen, much more straightforward than the Emmy-winning series based on George R.R. Martin's novels. Why? Because Westworld, to paraphrase one character, is all about going straight evil.
In this world, you can be whoever you want.
Throwing backlash caution to the digital wind, Westworld is also, in an era of the explicit like we live in now, an attempt at a beguiling depiction of a near future where, well, put it this way, Disneyland may not be the happiest place on earth, at least not for Ed Harris's ravenous and murderous Man in Black and others seeking lascivious and bullet-based thrills in the long-running and now frayed cowboy and frontier-themed theme park. Like the capture houses that law enforcement use to luring criminals with a score that looks almost too perfect, the epic vistas, origami technology plots, and strong casting, plus elements that you'd see in likes of The Walking Dead and the reality creation and depiction of both The Truman Show and The Matrix. The gist of Westworld is how would you live and survive in a perfectly built world suddenly gone mad?
What is your itinerary?
To meet my maker.
Even if it is one, like in the case of Anthony Hopkins' park creator Robert Ford and Jeffrey Wright's head of programming Bernard Lowe, one you created. Or like Evan Rachel Wood's ranch girl experiencing a growing glitch in the code that maps the host of the pricey pleasure palace is the open conceit of Westworld. That like a video game of multiple storylines like the open sandbox of the hugely successful GTA franchise, it can be or do whatever it wants. Now, from what I've seen, once the setup of the over an hour pilot establishes the parameters or lack thereof, that's what Nolan and Joy want to reach for. Part of that reach is in the reset-based landscape is the strength of having Hopkins, Wright, Newton, Harris, X-Men alum James Mortensen, an excellent Sudis Babette Kunstedt of Borgen fame, and the very solid access guide of sorts of Woods, who quickly brings the whole thing together as the primary cast. A crew, well, listen to the names, that can pretty much do anything. Especially in a world as laid out in Westworld, where human beings have conquered disease, and much that has ailed us over the centuries and massaged our desires from the hand consoles of today back to the horrors and entertainment of the Roman Colosseum. Games, like Westworld, I'm sure, which sold out every night. I'm Dominic Patton for Deadline Hollywood.